one thing which is very nice at FMS is that once you enter this college, everyone is at par. There is no bias against anyone who scored a higher percentile. No one knows who scored how much percentile because all of them are so brilliant. It's just an amazing feeling being part of that same community.
Hi Akash, thank you so much for joining us. Could you please tell us something about yourself?
Hi Neha, thanks for inviting me. It's a pleasure talking to you today. I'll start with what I've been up to of late. So I recently completed my MBA from FMS Delhi, and it was an amazing 2 years that I spent here. I did my internship in this venture capital firm called Fireside Ventures, which is into early stage consumer brands. And prior to doing my MBA, I worked for close to 2 years at ZS Associates as a decision analytics associate. And I've done my MBA, done my engineering just like you from up.
So Akash, I know after clearing your RV, you actually got into MDI Gurgaon, but then at that time you decided not to join MDI and then you worked for 2 years at ZS Associates and then you got an admit from FMS Delhi. So, I mean, what was the main reason that actually drove you to take that decision that not joining MDI at that time?
Sure. So I was preparing for CAT right from my third year, and I always wanted to do an MBA. So I started preparing and worked very hard during those last 2 years of my engineering for CAT. And fortunately, I got into MDI, which was like a dream college for me. And what also happened is that I got into this consulting firm called ZS Associates. So I chose to go ahead with ZS Associates because I wanted to learn more about consulting and get some work experience before I did my MBA. And I knew that would also boost my profile when I join a B school. So that's what drove my decision. I wouldn't say or advise it to everyone because it was a very tough 2 years for me. And it was about rethinking why I had made that decision. And fortunately, after 2 years, I could get into FMS Delhi. And in fact, in my first year when I tried, I did not even get into MDI Gurgaon. So it is not as easy as it seems. And finally, I was very lucky to get into FMS, and that's also an amazing story in itself of how I got into FMS, which was against all odds.
So actually, I'm very intrigued now to know how did you actually get into FMS? So what was the journey like?
I'll just tell my CAT percentile when I got into MDI, it was 96.5. And the first year in my WorkX, I got again a 96.5. And in my second year of WorkX, I got 99.2. So at FMS Delhi, 99.2, though it seems very high, at FMS Delhi, it was one of the lower profiles for a general candidate. I just made it to the interview round where like 1,000 people are called for the interview, and I was in the bottom 50 of the people in terms of my CAT score. So I knew it was going to be very tough. Everyone I spoke to told me they don't know anyone who's converted at that percentile. So I went to the interview thinking there's only upside to this moment and no downside. So I was just very free in my communication. And then I did really well, fortunately, in that interview round, and I got through a wait list. In fact, I had to join MDI Gurgaon once again, and I spent 10 days there before moving on to FMS. So that's a
Okay.
very funny story. Yeah.
So Akash, moving on to the next question. You got your summer internship at a venture capital firm, and I think it's one of the most coveted roles in the MBA community. So how were you able to get that role, and what was your experience like?
Yes, it was a dream for me to get into venture capital. And in fact, in my engineering days, I was part of the entrepreneurship cell for 3 years. In fact, my whole college experience was driven by that. Being in Bangalore, seeing startups grow during those years was very interesting to me. And once I joined FMS and I came to know about this firm, which used to hire from FMS, I was very I wanted to get into that role. And so we had like an interview round, it was a very short interview round for 10 minutes, and I had to make sure that all the questions that were asked were pitch perfect, uh, and there was no room for error. So there were like five questions asked to me, and for example, some of the question was how would you analyze an investment, and specifically early stage investment. So I had read so many books on investing, for example, Zero to One by Peter Thiel, and all of them I could just bring in to the interview round, luckily, and as I got in. Once I got in, and I got to do my internship. I saw the kind of caliber the people possess. So it's a very small. So all venture capital firms are usually very small. So it was just 7 or 8 people in the team, and so for example, the ex chief financial officer of Mintra was in the team. The ex chief operating officer of Dabur was in the team, and there were like a whole great pedigree of people. And just to be able to understand from them the kind of business sense they had and the way they worked, it was a huge benchmark and learning for me on how I wanted to set my career moving forward.
So I'm actually very curious since the venture capital firm that you interned at is like a more consumer based investment firm. Which are some of the brands that you worked with, or which are some of the brands that the firm has invested in? Some of the common names that we know.
Sure. So, I mean, they have invested in a whole lot of consumer brands, like you said, and some of the most famous ones, which we might know, is like Boat, the audio brand. Then there is Mamaearth, which is a personal care brand. There is a lot of other food and beverage brands like Kapiva, then Yoga Bar, and a whole lot of other brands as well, which are doing really well, and it's very very exciting. This whole direct to consumer space which is happening in India.
So I get this question a lot from people as to how did their previous work experience help them in their MBA journey. So for you, how did your consulting experience come of use when you were doing your MBA at FMS?
Sure. So I worked for close to 2 years in consulting, and what it taught me was being able to work with data and be able to present that very well. So in an MBA, that is one of the most important things, which helps in case competitions, for example, which helps in presenting whatever you have done in terms of your academic projects. And so I remember being appreciated for my presentations throughout my 2 years at FMS. Apart from that, I think consulting is a tough job, and it requires a lot of work hours, and you need to be able to manage your time very well. And I think that helped me a lot during my MBA. Also, working it with teams, I mean, there's almost no projects that you work individually at during your MBA, and in consulting as well, you have to work with diverse teams on each project. So I think that also helped me. So overall, it helped me a lot throughout my 2 years. Even the recruiters appreciate if you have worked in such a dynamic role before. So that helped me get to the interview round as well.
So Akash, I know you since college and you have given CAT consecutively for 3 years to finally land at FMS. So what was your learning each time and how did those three CAT tests actually help you in getting at FMS?
So, what my learnings was that the cat, every time you give cat, you are bowled over by the amount of surprises you get on the day. So, you might give a lot of mock tests and know that what your strong and weak areas are, but you should treat every question by its own merit and not have any preconceived notions at all. So my first two attempts, for example, I had certain preconceived notions about how many questions to answer and how much time to devote, but all of them is gets bowled over completely because the CAT setter is much ahead of all the institutes which make you prepare for CAT. So you should go with a clean mind and just be confident, and your past mock scores don't matter because I never got a 99 in my mock scores, but D-Day was more interesting, and I just went in with a clean fresh mind and just used each question to its own merit.
once you join an MBA institute, how do things change? And I know that immediately after you join the college, there is like summer placements in the next 2, 3 months. So, what is it like in that time period? And how do you prepare yourself to be able to get those summer placements and get a good internship?
The moment you join an MBA college, you go in with a very happy kind of feeling that you made it, but you realize you only there is so much more to come. I mean, the storm is still coming, and there is a lot of work during the first 3 months. The workload is super high in all of the MBA colleges in India because summer placements happen right like 3 months after you join, and you have to be completely transformed during those 3 months. There's a lot of work pressure. So I mean, a lot of effort goes into making the resumes right, being able to do group discussions well, being able to interview well, and preparing for these different companies and different industries that you want to get recruited for. So, I mean, but overall, when you come out of it, uh, you have this sense of confidence that whatever any organization throws at you in your entire life, you'll be able to handle it because you've gone through something that's very tough.
One part of the race is definitely CAT and getting into the best colleges. But once you do join the college, you realize there is another race happening there. So, how do you build your profile in an MBA institute to get a good final placements, which is also like an end goal why most of the people go for an MBA?
I think all MBA colleges provide enough opportunities for a person to be able to build their profile during the 2 years that they are part of the college. So some of the things that happen are things like corporate competitions. So a lot of these large corporates organize competitions that if you win, you are able to get an interview round with them directly as well. So that is one avenue, and I participated in a lot of competitions, and I was able to get two interviews based on that itself. Uh, Apart from this, your internship also helps in boosting your profile. So if you do interesting stuff, a lot of those conversations in the final placements happen basis your internship experience. So you should put in your all at during your internship. Apart from that, I think a lot of positions of responsibilities are also given uh, as part of these clubs and societies. So I think these positions of responsibilities helps one connect with a lot of different people, and these people are some of the most talented in the country, and this gives an opportunity not just to boost your profile but be able to talk with them and just connect with them. So, for example, some of the societies and activities that I did during my MBA was I was part of the alumni relations cell for both years, and here there was this opportunity to connect with people who are so senior to you and understand what the journey is like post your MBA. So it was very interesting to be able to get that knowledge, and there's so many questions one has before you actually reach that stage of your life. Apart from this, I was also part of the oratory club, and I was trying to improve my own communication skills in the process of helping others. And so there were a lot of debate competitions that I took part in, and I just was trying to present my arguments in a more convincing manner every time I was given the opportunity. So I think these things also help you throughout, in even in your work when you're working, because it's all about being able to convince
Yeah.
people to do something as a manager, for example.
Okay, nice. So, Akash, since you're from FMS Delhi and it's one of the dream college for so many CAT aspirants out there, and it's right at the top with IMA, B, C, XLRI. So, what according to you makes FMS Delhi different? What is it so special about it?
I think one thing that makes FMS very different is that it's a completely student-driven institute. All the activities are being conducted by students themselves, so they are being able to deal with ambiguity every moment during these 2 years, which actually happens post your MBA whenever you're working. So it makes us more capable as an individual. Apart from that, I think some of the things that are very interesting is these people who join in. I mean, there's very less competition between us, and there's this sense of community where we are trying to help each other out and just trying to understand each other's viewpoints because they are the most talented people across the country. So I think these two factors make FMS very different from the other B schools in India.
All right. Thank you so much, Akash, for joining us today and taking the time out to help so many students and sharing your journey with them. So, if you were to give one piece of advice to CAT aspirants out there, what would it be?
Sure. Thanks, Neha. It was a pleasure talking to you. And if I had to actually think about one piece of advice, my only advice would be based on my own experience. That don't have any preconceived notions about what your profile is, whether you are good enough to make it to a great college. I think everyone is capable to get into their dream colleges, and they just need to keep working hard on getting the CAT score right, and post that everything is falls into place one after the other.
Okay. Thank you so much, Akash. Thanks for joining us. It was lovely having you.
Yeah, same here, Neha.